Garten of Banban 7 was not that bad. Was it good? Yes, no, maybe. But I liked it, and it was definitely the best game in the entire series. Today I wanted to show you how much of an improvement this game was by doing an entire review of it. Let's begin. First of all, the largest improvement of all, the horror. Garten of Banban as a series is well known for being childish and not scary, but this game does actually make an attempt to be scary, and I think it does it fairly well. It's not the scariest game in the world, but segments like the Bambalina section, the Bittergiggle chase, or this bit with the Givanium creatures do have an eerie atmosphere, and in the parts where you have to actually play the game, they can be quite tense. The best part, and the one I want to highlight, is this section with whatever this is. The section begins with you doing a typical Banban puzzle until the point where the screen you're using starts to bug out, causing you to fail. After that, the lights shut off and a deformed blob of Givanium breaks down the door, beginning the sequence. When I first played this, I was genuinely surprised at the serious attempt at horror. Now, to be perfectly honest, I was not too scared by this section, but that may have something to do with how much horror media I have consumed, and therefore have grown a bit numb to it. If this was someone's first real horror game, I could completely understand them feeling afraid. Now, for the most important thing in any game, the gameplay. It is still a Banban game, so it isn't great, but everything in this game is an improvement from any other Banban game. And I mean everything, from the chases, to the puzzles, to the sequences, the map, the pacing, the drone, literally everything in this game is better than anything before in this series. Speaking of the drone, that's a pretty good example that sums up the gameplay improvements as a whole. It's definitely a major improvement, but it's still made with all the Banban jank that we all know by now. Finally, we need to talk about the story. The story in Banban has never been great, but I have always defended it a little bit for the fact it's a very simple story to follow that has characters with clear motivations. In this game, the story is definitely better, but not by much. I'd say Syringian is a pretty cool new character, and I really like the new direction they take with Sheriff Toadster. Also, Sir Dadadoo is made a bit better because he's a larger threat, but I still really don't like him that much. Also, the overall plot is quite simple and is really just there to give you a reason to get you between gameplay sequences and character moments. Also, we need to talk about this scene here.
Action! Get toasted!
Oh no.
No!
Bittergiggle dies in Garten of Banban 7. I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but the scene is quite emotional. It shows Bittergiggle and Sheriff Toadster sharing one last joke as the jester slowly fades into death. I think the thing that really sells this scene is the performances by the voice actors. Ty Coker is always crushing it as Bittergiggle, but also Paul Hickory, sorry if I'm not saying that right, as Sheriff Toadster does an excellent performance. Overall, the story is indeed better, but not by much. Now, that's pretty much it for the review. I don't really have much in way of a summary. The main thing I wanted to say was that this game was a major improvement, and I'm hoping that the next game will be actually good. But for now, this game is just kinda alright. Obviously, Banban 8 is teasing this weird blue Banban, and I'm honestly kinda interested to see where it goes. On that note, I've been Pathetic Ivy, and I bid you farewell.